Hello, everyone. My name is Antoine Barbier. I lead the product management team at Akeneo, and I'm very excited to be with you all in Boston.
And I'm Hanyaloglu. I lead the product marketing team. I'm based here locally in the area. Antoine, it is great to have you back in Boston. You've been here before, though, right? Just to make sure.
I've been here before, yeah.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you, what do you love about being here in Massachusetts?
That's a great question. I think I love the mixture of history and modern. And it sounds like, from what I understood, there's a lot of innovation happening here.
In Massachusetts, lots of innovation.
Okay.
For example, here's one, I don't know if you know this, the digital spreadsheet was invented here in Massachusetts.
No way.
That's one I know you all have a passion for. Let me see, what else? Tupperware.
We have those in France.
You have those in France, right?
Yes.
Earl Tupper from Leominster, Massachusetts, near where I live, invented Tupperware here. Let's see, the microwave oven. Speaking of innovations that we can't live without.
That's true.
The microwave oven was invented by accident, apparently. And this one is absolutely critical. Speaking of things we can't live without, invented right here in Massachusetts, the chocolate chip cookie.
There you go. Now we are talking.
And about 2 o'clock this afternoon, I'm really going to need one of those for sure. All right, very good. So speaking of innovation, let's talk product, shall we?
Let's talk product.
All right, let's go ahead. So we're going to give you an insight into what we have been working on and also what the engineering team back in France are working on currently that will be coming soon. So we've got lots of things to cover. Put your seatbelts on. Let's go through things, shall we, Antoine?
Let's go for it. All right. What we are going to start with is looking back at what we have done so far in 2022. So till now, we have roughly released more than 50 features during this year. So we are not going to talk about all of them. I think we are going to focus on a few of them.
Yep.
The one we think are the most impactful for you. Connecting the ecosystem is a use case Akeneo has been supporting its customer with since day one. Earlier this year, back in March, and maybe some of you were with us in Paris, we took another big step into connecting the ecosystem by launching the Akeneo App Store. Our goals launching the Akeneo App Store were pretty simple, right? Number one, we wanted to make it easy for you, PIM users, to connect to your ecosystem. A great example would be connecting to your digital asset management platform. There are already apps available in the App Store which are doing that. The second goal was really to make it simple to augment your product management capabilities through apps. And the third goal, and it should be interesting for our partners in the room, was really to empower our partners to reduce their total cost of ownership and to get to market faster than ever when building apps within the ecosystem. So as I mentioned, the Akeneo App Store is live, and there are new apps going live every month. So we are going to talk about that a bit later during the presentation.
Yes, we will.
All right. Ali, do you want to talk to us about
I'm going to take the next one. And this one is one that it's been great to share with you all. Whenever I've had a chance to demonstrate this, I love the reaction from the audience that they get when they see this, or when they tell me that they've been trying this out and using it themselves. And there's two of them, tailored imports and tailored exports. The two of them absolutely go together. So let's talk a little bit about those, shall we? So we know that there are still occasions when you receive product data from external suppliers. That could be information providers, or it could be product providers who may be providing white label products. And guess which format that's typically in? The spreadsheet of some kind. And it's not really structured according to the way that you have within Akeneo PIM. Tailored exports is all about not just being able to import and map that, but do so without having to recreate all of the information in Akeneo PIM and try and force things into the structure that you've already established. So let's take a look at that. So it really begins with the mapping process, as you can see here. And it's mapping that source structure over to Akeneo PIM catalog structure as you see it necessary. But the real power lies in it being able to transform that source data to the format that you need for your particular business and your environment. For example, here, there are operations like cleaning up any HTML that may be in the spreadsheet, or maybe concatenating values because of the way that you have it structured within Akeneo PIM. But you set this up once as a profile, and then you can run it as your convenience from that particular supplier or format. Again, without you having to recreate everything in Akeneo PIM. So that's tailored imports, and then tailored exports is its twin, or its corollary, if you will. And essentially, this is ideal for those situations where you need to be able to syndicate product data information out to a particular channel that has no automation or API endpoint. An example might be, for example, you're looking to expand your business in Asia Pacific, and Timor is a huge marketplace over there, but there's no API endpoint. So how do you provide information to them? There's a very specific structure of a CSV file or a spreadsheet that needs to be provided to them. Another example might be that you're working with a particular marketing solution provider, such as for digital advertising. Again, in many cases, they're going to want a CSV file from you in a specific format. So rather than you having to do all the work to accommodate their needs within Akeneo PIM, take your existing catalog structure, which makes sense for you and your customers, and easily transform that out to the format that that particular recipient needs. And in a similar way, drag and drop to be able to do that mapping out and run operations on that data. So I think in the example that you can see on the next slide over here, for example, we can see that we are actually taking length, width, and height product details from our catalog and creating a single value, one go. It's done, ready to go. And as with tailored imports, save it as a profile, good to use anytime that you need it. So that's tailored imports and exports. Definitely one of my favorite features in Akeneo PIM.
Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, I know that's a popular one with a lot of our customers.
Absolutely.
So it's great to see that happening. Shifting gears to another product related to data distribution. Sharing product information internally within your teams or externally with stakeholders like retailers or distributors can be painful and slow down your productivity. So shared catalogs, so that's why we build shared catalogs. Shared catalogs allows you to share up-to-date and personalized product information with members of your team or distributors or retailers. So we launched shared catalogs back in spring 2021. Since then, we've been busy improving the user experience by offering more filtering and search capabilities so that your team can easily find information related to products they want to showcase. Early this year, we have also added the capability to export attributes, to select the attributes you want to export, and to export them into a PDF format. So that's a great capability for sales team when they want to share tailored product information with their customers. And finally, we have made available richer product data modelization within shared catalogs, such as reference entities and table attributes. Sometimes it can be useful to share product information in a table to improve the readiness of the product sheet, or simply because it's required by law. I'm thinking about product nutritional information, nutritional values for product in the food industry. So this is why we decided to create this new attribute table attribute and to carry over this support into shared catalogs. Maybe one last thing to add on shared catalogs, which is a call out to you, existing PIM customers in the room. If you don't have yet shared catalogs, you can easily try out shared catalogs. That will give you an idea of you will be able to test it and experience the benefits it brings to your organization. So if you want to talk more about that, don't hesitate to ask your CSM in the room.
And by the way, if you actually haven't seen shared catalogs yet, or even tailored imports and exports, you're going to see an amazing demo of this at the end of the day before the reception later on. So stick around for that.
That's a great point. All right, as promised, these were just a few highlights of what we've been doing so far in 2022. All right, do you want to talk to us a bit about what the fall will bring in terms of products?
Yes, absolutely. So today we announced Akeneo Autumn 22 release with some new capabilities that are available, will be available very, very soon. And the first one is Identifier Manager. This one is addressing those needs of those PXM champions out there who are dealing with many external suppliers, but even for internal business needs. And they want greater flexibility when it comes to working with how they identify products within their catalog. We know that this is an essential thing for many of you and many of your customers when it comes to the life cycle of the product. And so we're thrilled to be able to bring this to you very, very soon. So let's talk about it a little bit quickly. There's two parts to this. The first part is the ID generator in Identify Manager. So we know that there are many situations where products in your catalog need to be uniquely identified in one way or another. For example, for seasonality purposes, or maybe a specific assortment. So this will empower you to generate and structure unique identifiers based on attributes that you have within your product catalog, and structure them in a way that makes sense for you and your business operations. So that's the first part. The second part is multiple identifiers. Now, this gives you the flexibility now to be able to, well, like it says right there, choose one or more identifiers that make sense for your catalog and your process and your business needs. Now, that means you're no longer limited to having to choose one identifier. You can choose different identifiers and multiple ones, of course. Whatever makes sense for you. Flexibility is the key word here. Now, rather than me telling you how good it is, would you like me to show you how great it is? Instead, how about a little demo? Could we switch over to the podium, please? All right, awesome. So here's going to be a little, it's coming very soon, a little kind of little sneak peek, if you will. Oh, did I just say sneak peek? I think that's for later on. This is the ID generator that I'm going to show you. Like many other parts of Akeneo PIM, it's available right within the settings here, so easily accessible. And the scenario that I'm going to talk about here is we have a new set of accessories that will be going along as an assortment in the spring of next year. And we need to be able to identify those particular products and that assortment, not just internally, but also for the external providers that we work with, like our retail partners, for example. So here I am in the settings for ID generator, and I'm going to go ahead and click on Create. So just as with working with any other product or element within Akeneo PIM, I'm going to enter in my code. So let's just put in a quick code here. And this will be for, I can't spell belts. Yes, I can. Good to know. I haven't lost it completely yet. Let's go ahead and create that. If you work with Akeneo PIM products and other settings, this will all look super familiar for you. The user experience is almost identical to anything else. So general parameters here, for example, I'm going to specify that my unique identifier is going to be uppercase. And then I can go ahead and identify which products I want to apply this identifier to when they get created, for example. So I'm going to click on Add Condition, and I'm going to select that the family they should be in will be in accessories. Great. And there's more product selectors I can use there. And then the fun begins. I go ahead and structure my unique ID. So let's click on Add New Properties for this. I'm first of all going to use the family, but rather than listing out the entire family name, I can use a nomenclature. So if I click on here, I can go ahead and enter a unique identifier for that particular family in this case. Or if I wish to, which I'm going to do here, I'm going to use the first 3 characters. Super simple. Let's go ahead now and add some free text. So this was part of that spring collection, so I'll use that same code again over here so people know what this is all about. And you'll see as I start entering values here, it's giving me a preview of what that's going to look like. Let's add some numbering here. This can be a sequential number that will get generated each time and it will keep track of from 1 to 3 numbers. And then let's use our attribute values now to start building up that identifier. So I'm going to grab the brand, and just like the family, I can use a nomenclature if I wish to, or I'm just going to use the first 3 letters in this case. And I'm going to go ahead and also add the color. And notice as I add these, it starts building up that preview for that unique identifier that will be used for the product for me. Now I want the auto number to be actually at the end. That seems to make more sense, or what we need in our workflow. And I'll add that to the end as necessary, and you'll see how that updates. Super simple to be able to create this. Once that's done, I click Save. That is set up as a new template, if you will, for me to generate those unique IDs when I create those products for this particular assortment. So that's ID generator. What do you think? Great. All right, can we switch back to the presentation, please?
I love a good demo. Thanks, Ali.
Oh, thank you. All right, can we switch back to the presentation, please? Thank you very much. Okay, next up.
Right. So a little bit earlier, Ali talked to us about tailored exports and tailored imports, which he was very excited about. Both of them are available within the PIM today. Right? The next step we are taking is to automate imports and exports of flat files by reading and writing from external sources like an FTP site and scheduling them. Right? Pretty straightforward. If you run exports or imports profiles today, scheduling will do exactly as it says on the can, right? You can schedule the frequency of your imports and exports, supplying the right connection type, the credentials, and it will run automatically. So good news, you don't have to worry about clicking on buttons, exports, imports, unless you really want to do that.
And why?
Why not? Why not?
I mean, maybe you
I
want to, I don't know, but.
You want to talk about the new apps?
Yes. So we talked earlier on about the launch of Akeneo App Store back in the spring in Paris. That was a good event.
That was good.
And since then, we've had more and more apps become available on the App Store. And it is great to see the adoption here. So let's take a look at the new apps that have been added to the Akeneo App Store. And it's great to see them popping up in a variety of different categories and use cases now. So for digital asset management, thanks to our partners at DataGo, we have an Akeneo app, or I should say an app for Binder, if you're working with Binder, who are here as well today, for your digital asset management needs. Now, when it comes to activating for direct-to-consumer, it's great to see a number of different apps here that actually go beyond e-commerce platforms. So thanks to our friends at StrikeTrue, we have an app for Shopify. Thanks to our friends at Vimo, we also have one for Commerce Tools. And thanks to our friends at Gyroscopes, also for Silius too. But we also have apps for some rather unique applications within direct-to-consumer space. So Uniform, who are here, are in that commerce experience side, or headless commerce experience side of things. I know someone's taking pictures, so I'm moving back over here. Let me know when you're good. Thank you. Uniform here providing solutions for headless commerce experiences. There's an app for that. And then also our new friends at Constructor.io. They are leveraging an app for that rich product information, that product record that you are working for commerce search and personalization and recommendation purposes. So great to see some apps here. We're not done though. Our friends at Intelligent Reach have delivered an app to be able to connect Akeneo PIM with their marketplace activation solution as well. And then if you're looking to expand into new markets, translation solutions to help you localize that product record are going to be key. So we have apps now that can connect Akeneo PIM to solutions from translations.com, thanks to TransPerfect, and also Translator app as well. So great to see a huge number of apps here. This is growing. Our thanks to these partners here, and our thanks also to all the partners who are sponsoring this event as well. Please make sure you go say hi and find out more about what they are doing.
Yes, thank you.
But wait, there's more. So if you're a developer and you are working with an app, or you're looking to build an app to work with Akeneo Product Cloud, there's a new capability that's going to, first of all, help you get your app to market faster, get those customers integrated easy, and bring a seamless experience to them. New tools are available here for you to incorporate catalog filtering within your app that provides the same experience that Akeneo PIM users have today within Akeneo PIM itself. That's going to make adoption and usage of your app that much faster and greater. So catalog filtering is also available to you as well. Now, one last thing here when it comes to the autumn release, not necessarily about a product, but it is related to product. I wanted to give some love to Akeneo Academy, our learning portal that we have. So we're also announcing to you all today, if you could click over, please, that we have some new content for training on Akeneo that is available both live and online. And it covers from the basics to getting up to speed with Akeneo PIM to learning some more of those advanced best practices when it comes to PXM. So I wanted to give a shout out to the education team who've been doing a phenomenal job providing some exceptional and rich training content, both live and online, for everyone here and beyond. So thank you, team. All right. So earlier on, you heard from Fred about the Akeneo Product Cloud. Now, I all heard you say, yeah, when's that coming? There was a slide, coincidentally. What are the odds? About that. Well, we're not going to go into the next few years, because that's going to be a journey, as Fred said, that we want you to be part of in that fleet. But our initial efforts are going to be focusing on improving how customers are working with Akeneo PIM today and creating those exceptional product experiences with a rich product record. So we're going to go into a little bit about what's coming in the first half of next year for you all. So usual disclaimer applies. I have to keep our lawyers happy. So nothing is guaranteed. Everything is subject to change. But we wanted to give you a look into what's coming. You can always go to the Akeneo Help Center, where we have our What's Next page. And we keep that up to date as we can provide new updates to you on what's coming soon. So how are we going to start shaping and building up the Akeneo Product Cloud, Antoine?
Sure. Creating a great product experience means bringing additional context at every step of the buyer journey. So going further on the topic of e-merchandising within the PIM has been one of the most voted product requests by you in the room. So I'm very excited that we are starting to tackle that. Enrich categories will give Akeneo customer the ability not just to enrich products within the PIM, but categories as well, including local and channel-specific attributes, as you would do with products. This is really opening the door for you to manage your digital merchandising within the PIM, alongside your product information. So let's see how it will work. So you will be able to add information like descriptions, images, SEO keywords, permissions, and more to a category, including localized attributes, as you can see here. So just as you would do with product attributes within the PIM today. So it's pretty straightforward. So you don't need to have the same attributes for every category or to keep adding them each time, right? So you will be able to use a template to use for your categories. So you can easily apply it when you need to the categories which are required on your site. So it will save time and make things flexible for you when you are building up your merchandising within the PIM. So that was an enriched category in action. Ali, what else do we have cooking for next?
All right, let's take a look at the next thing. And this is one we know that many of you PXM nerds out there are very passionate about, and that is collaboration. And so let's talk a little bit about what we're doing with respect to collaboration in Akeneo Product Cloud. And what we will be introducing is something called simultaneous editing. This is essentially a means to help get products to market faster and reduce errors that come about simply because somebody was working in a product when somebody else could have been in there instead. And it will do what it says on the can. It will allow multiple Akeneo PIM users to be working on the same product at the same time in a collaborative fashion. Really going to help reduce that time, not just to market, but to activate that product information across all of those channels that you need to be on. So that's simultaneous editing. And next up, Antoine.
All right. Maybe I'm going to pause there for a second, if it's OK for you.
Yeah.
All right. Because I feel we are among friends here in Boston. Like I had dinner with a few of you yesterday, drinks with a few of you yesterday. So I think it's a safe space to share things.
Always.
Always? All right.
Mostly.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. Ali and I, we have a dirty secret.
Uh-oh. Wait, hold on.
It's fine. It's fine. Safe space.
OK.
All right.
All right.
All right. We used to work in digital advertising for some time.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, it is. All right, all jokes apart, there are things to learn from the advertising industry, right? Measuring the ROI of marketing spend, optimizing against it, was really paramount for the companies Ali and I used to work for. So we want to bring ROI measurement and optimization to product activation. So the first step we are taking is to tackle PIM-specific ROI KPIs. So early next year, we will start to measure and expose time to value and industry benchmarks within the PIM. So you can start building a precise understanding of your team productivity when leveraging the PIM. So this will be an ongoing investment for us for the years to come, like you've seen this morning with where we want to go in terms of analytics and this feedback loop. So stay tuned as we unveil a bit more in Paris in March.
I can't wait to see you all there. Okay. Now, we also want to take a look at our brand new customers, some of which are joining us today, which is very exciting. And we've been looking at ways at how can we help our new customers start on their journey with respect to best practices around PXM and being able to follow up on that strategy of product activation. It's not something that happens for them overnight. As many of you know, it is a journey as well. And so we want to provide some tools to be able to help them out so that they can accelerate the time it takes for them to get onboarded, implemented, and start activating that product activation, that product information in market. So this will consist of things like providing some templates to be able to help structure a catalog, say maybe a template of starting point for family structure. It will also provide some tools that will ease the bringing on of information that exists already. For example, tools to help migrate product data that exists in the back end of an e-commerce platform that was being used already and bring that over to Akeneo PIM. All of these are going to be key just to remove some of that headache and chaos that may otherwise exist and allow our newest customers as well as our existing customers to be able to get up and running with that brand new instance of Akeneo Product Cloud. So stay tuned for that one.
Exciting. All right, we are getting to the end almost.
Almost.
Yeah. Last product investment we wanted to highlight for today deals with onboarding supplier data. So we spoke to many of you, retailers, distributors, and we know it can be quite time-consuming, and let's say it painful, to onboard supplier data. So collecting data, it means like getting files in very different formats with variable level of data quality, generating a lot of back and forth when it comes to communication. So that was we introduced Onboarder to address that. The goal of Onboarder was really to improve the data collection workflow between your company and your suppliers. So back at the time, when we launched Onboarder, we focused on the main use case of onboarding supplier data and having the suppliers formatting their data so it matched your PIM structure. But the reality is that not all suppliers can do it. So the next step we are taking with Onboarder is to truly unlock interactions and streamline data exchange for all types of supplier. So what does that mean concretely? That means that the supplier format will be, the suppliers will be able to provide their files within their own formats, and the data mapping will happen within the PIM. So that's going to be something coming early next year in 2023 that we are very excited about, and that should lift a lot of your pain as well, based on what we understood. All right, watch this space. We're going to stop there in terms of highlights for 2023.
Yep, so keep checking the What's Next page, and we will see you all back in Paris at Unlock 2023, where we provide more updates for you then. So let's wrap things up a little bit here. So we've taken a look. 2022 has been a great year when it comes to Akeneo PIM, but we are ready, as Fred said, to start building out Akeneo Product Cloud as we have the pieces, the puzzle pieces, if you will, in place, ready to start expanding out. And you are a part of that. We want to hear from you. We want to know, what are you looking for, or what are your customers looking to try and achieve? The things that we've shared for you that are available in the autumn release, or will be available soon, and coming next year, we want you to be a part of as we finish those up as well. So please reach out to the Akeneo team. We are all here in our funky sneakers, which I love and my kids are super jealous of. And we would love to be able to have those conversations with you. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to hand it back now to Tim.
Thank you.